division on the desk. Is there anywhere safe from drama in this modern era of the LEC? Do me and Vedi have to fight now too? What words across multiple languages must be exchanged so we can maintain that level of anticipation? Actually, I love it.
Fortunately, we both share English, so it wouldn't be as spicy.
I know. Google translating tweets to see how spicy the flame is.
I could message you in Welsh, and you could message me back in Magic of the Gathering, and then we definitely wouldn't understand each other.
I really appreciate that you think that's its own language, and it kind of is.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know what a token is. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm not even... All right, whatever. Walkouts happening soon. Game on the way. Music cue. Hitting like it's never hit before because now players get to walk through a tunnel. Moves perfectly
I hope
synced.
as the weeks go by and they get more and more confident, we'll start to see
some bounce. Let me see the bounce, boys.
I'm hoping we get like the boaster effect.
Let me see the swagger. Yeah.
A little bit more style, a little bit more creativity with what these players will come up with. For now, we're keeping it cool, keeping it clean with the fist bumps. But it is Vitality versus BDS to start off the day. Vitality, a bit of a rough start to the LEC Winter Split. 0-2 on the board, whereas BDS were able to find their first win, largely thanks to Garen's Adam having a huge impact in the late game team fights.
Garen's Adam, I agree. That is the appropriate attribution there. Adam does not play Garen. Garen plays Adam.
It's true. They are synonymous with one another.
It's like how the Avatar has all those different versions from the past. Adam just has all these champions inside his psyche. He's not Adam when he plays Garen. He is Garen. That's his secret. That's why no one else can replicate it. But as you highlighted, Vitality, it's been a struggle, and I'm going to be honest, a lot of that is starting very early in the game, and it's starting around the bottom side of the map. Carzzy and Hylissang falling down to Patrick's Draven day one, able to fight back, able to kill a Draven that was super fed. While that was impressive, concerning that was the case at all, and yesterday against Fnatic, again, they had nice responses to some of Fnatic's early dives, but also a point that has just been focused on again and again by the opposition so far. So we'll see if BDS try to replicate a similar strategy.
All right, let's see what the priority is. Immediate ban of the Darius. Okay, so respect being shown towards Adam. I wonder if this suggests that Photon is looking to go towards that Jax once again. He has had a high priority on it so far in the first week of the LEC. The LeBlanc naturally going to be taken off the board. Ashe, no surprise either. Let's see what else will join the board, because there are a lot of high priority picks. We've seen AD carries kind of moving away from the priority list as others have risen in priority. Gwen is a champion that with Jax gone, I wonder if Photon will look to prioritize that. But things like the Kalista, Varus, both up and available for both sides right now. Caitlyn was something we thought would be very high priority coming into the new season, but honestly has kind of fallen to the wayside in favor of things like, oh my word, the Rumble has actually made it through. I mean, that has to be the first pick for Vitality, but that does suggest that Adam must have some kind of answer. They chose to ban away the Kalista instead.
If anyone has an answer, it will be Adam, but this is a champion that has been permabanned, incredibly oppressive with the new itemization. Turns out, taking mana out of Liandry is really good for a champion without mana, but now...
a very fast response.
Xin Zhao plus Karma. Is this a Karma top?
And that's immediately what I thought.
Because Karma Xin Zhao, it's no Master Yi Kale from years past, but you want some fast elo. This duo, topside jungle combo, very oppressive.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember when we were with the pros and this conversation happened about Karma into Rumble as being as a potential answer? And I swear the conversation they said was, I'm not convinced that Karma is a good answer into Rumble.
But pros are rarely convinced by anything any other European pro does.
That's true, that's true. Well, we're still yet to see where this Karma will go. It could, of course, go into the bot lane, but the Varus is going to be picked up Vitality. That's 3 power picks on the side of Vitality. You imagine with no jungle lock-in, that's now going to be the priority as BDS ran out their first half with the Azir.
Yeah, and if this is Rumble into a potential melee matchup, pretty easy for Rumble to get prio there. You expect Varus to get priority bot lane, again, depending on what the matchup looks like. And you have an incredibly powerful team fight built already. Really like the composition that Vitality has put together thus far. Obviously, some good scaling responses on the side of BDS. Again, pending where the Karma goes, but Azir, a fantastic fallback on the patch. We saw Humanoid absolutely pop off on it yesterday. We've seen what the heights of this pick can look like. Lucian will be banned away. I think everyone in Europe can't play that champion, so I don't know why you'd waste a ban on it, but I respect the theory that you'd want to take it away, and you know, some Hexblade abusers taken away as well, the Vi and the Nocturne off the board.
Nocturne is a good ban, especially with the Orianna already locked in for Vetheo. So what direction will they go in now? Things like Hylissang are still available for Daglas. I'm not entirely sure if that's what they're looking for, though. They need a little bit more engaged. They could go for a little bit more engaged in terms of their support. Things like the Rel, potentially Nautilus are available. I mean, pretty much all of the supports are available right now. The AD carry pool is being pinched a little bit for Ice.
Caitlyn will be banned. It was picked up earlier today in LCK Challengers. You know, a lot of the cash is putting together a stream for that one, so shout out to the LCK commentators. Jhin will be the lock-in, however, again, big beneficiary of the patch. Lethality is just strictly better, and this is a champion who uses lethality very, very well.
So how do they round this out? We've seen a Rel and a Xin come out from Daglas so far in the LEC. They could go for the Rel once more.
Yeah, it's an interesting composition that BDS have put together. Jhin wants to be pretty far back. Azir wants to be pretty far back.
BDS
Xin
have
wants
so
to
much
go in.
range right now, right? And you need something to close that gap. And Jarvan was something I was thinking of, but because we haven't seen it prioritized at all, I didn't think that it was something that was really an option for Vitality, but it looks like it's going to be. Very curious as to what direction he'll go with the itemization, especially with all the new available items for bruisers.
Is it a flex? Is it Jarvan top Rumble jungle? Saw Bo playing it on stream. He's learning a lot of pretty useless English from the Super Galaxy Rumble voice lines, is what I've learned. You know, hyper barrier, not a word I think you need to use in your galactic hyper barrier, excuse me.
I guess we'll find out.
But Photon and Daglas, what are the options going to be for their potential options? Rel, you know, it's sweet, it's simple, it's strictly better than Alistar. It's modern era Alistar, I feel like, so gives you a lot of that value, a lot of that tankiness, the engage that BDS were thus far lacking, but instead,
Sion.
That's another way you can handle the Rumble. You can accept crushing defeat on the top side and just scale, scale, scale for the team fight angle.
Now, to my recollection, we haven't seen a Sion in the LEC so far.
Have not.
But Adam was a big advocate for this coming into the LEC. He was talking to us a lot about how he feels that with the new itemization, it's so easy to just become this monolith of a monster because of how much HP he is able to stack.
And remember the last time that Sion was really popular for us in the LEC domestically, it was when the crazy Sion level 1 strats were popular and you would just dive towers with your Sion, TP back to the top side, try to get these huge pressure advantages on bot side as well. It's obviously a completely new map, completely different patch, but I'm curious if the power of this Sion in the early levels is going to lead BDS to some more creative level 1 maneuvering.
Here's what I will say, a lot of team fighting from both sides. BDS have a very clear range advantage with a traditional front to back. Jhin and Azir like to play from that distance, and they can use this front line of Sion and Xin to act as a wall to protect them, whereas you just have a big wombo combo on the side of Vitality. Orianna, Varus, Rumble, so much potential threat with the Varus engaging as well. I'm excited to see how these two teams match up. Both desperately looking for that win. Vitality find themselves at 0-2, BDS at 1-1. They're looking to try and pick up wins where they can, especially with how close we expect the middle of the pack to be.
Absolutely. Waiting for a drop on that one. It is yet to come. And here we are in a game. Important to note as we get in, Carzzy has taken Comet. This will be, more likely than not, a lethality Varus, so upfront burst damage. Kind of a shotgun composition coming through for Vitality. May lack a little bit in that sustained DPS, but will hit like a truck.
So the runes are struggling right now. So,
it's, you know, it's Monday. We're all working, you know, easing into the work week. They thought they were off today. They're not. They'll be back soon.
Hylissang's going to W away to safety as BDS already make their way into the bot side jungle. You talked about the Sion strats.
To be fair, but Sion hasn't been involved in said strat, Betty. Sion's
Not
in mid lane,
yet.
hanging out.
Hang on. You know, you've got to wait. BDS looking to create a split map here. Try and isolate the bot side. Perhaps they're just looking to get a little bit of information rather than go for this invade. They are going to play it safe, look to back away. I see Adam hovering around the Raptors. The pings are coming down, and there is question marks from the side of Vitality.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what Daglas can get done on the J4. Obviously, a very easy champion to have a lot of early game impact on. But when you're staring at a Xin Zhao on the opposite side, it's a bit tricky because I feel like Xin has been hands down the strongest jungler that we've seen on the patch so far. So many incredible performances. Elyoya and Razork both on day one busting out the pick and making it look.
Isma as well.
Isma, incredibly oppressive champion on the patch.
Yeah, I think that once you especially get that that Titanic, it becomes a very scary champion to deal with. Daglas now with the level 2 is actually going to meet Sheo.
Ooh. Nice.
Thumbs up.
That's for us at home. That was for us, for the audience. Sheo can't see that, but we can.
Okay, so now the question is, how do they respond? Because Vetheo is yet to move.
I mean, if Sheo burns his spells on the blue buff, and you get the angle right, it won't be too bad, but
Flash.
that's all of J4's damage is mitigated
Here comes
there.
Vetheo.
But the health advantage very much in favor of Daglas thus far. When the combo comes back up, he should be good. That's Conqueror. Broxah now going to be in trouble, getting burned down slowly but surely. Auto's coming through, but not enough to seal the deal. Excellent patience from Daglas.
The lethal tempo Jarvan doing some serious work in that fight. I mean, when it just came down to auto attacks, Daglas had the advantage. Vetheo made his way over, but you'll see he didn't get himself an assist. Daglas just found the straight up 1v1. Great start for Vitality's jungler.
Yeah, great advantage. Even flashing away from some of the initial burst damage, I thought maybe he could try to turn it with the innate sustain of Xin Zhao, but you highlighted it. Lethal tempo. Massive difference maker in that exchange. And, you know, just because we lost Malrang doesn't mean we can't think of him fondly sometimes when we see Jarvan take every single random keystone under the sun. But I like the adaptation here into the Xin matchup specifically.
Yeah, nice to see, especially after Daglas. He didn't have the strongest day one performance. We definitely saw him bounce back a little bit more yesterday, but finding first blood like that has to give the young player a lot of confidence. Well, let's see what he can do with it now, because he is pathing towards the bot side of the map. Photon looking for a bit of a trade against Adam.
There you go.
Adam with the early push, but Photon running the first strike. Naturally, you want to try and abuse that into a melee matchup. It's going to be difficult for Adam to trade back. The wave's in a bit of an awkward spot for Adam, but he's relying on his tankiness to weather the storm and pick up as much farm as he can.
And new tank itemization is going to be fantastic for Adam here. Being able to go for the AP Sunfire Cape, which whenever you get a kill, does a little bit of burst. And on top of that, Rumble has no hard CC. He cannot stop you from charging your Q, from clearing the wave, from pushing out. Eventually, he will do enough damage so it's a bit of concern, but for now, things are going to be okay. It is triple tonic for the Rumble here, so keep in mind, he's going to get 3 pots over the course of the first few levels. One will eventually give him an extra skill point. That's the important one.
The first one, he's actually just used it, the Elixir of Avarice, giving you a bit of extra on-hit to minions in lane. Just helps with that wave clear just a little bit, gives it for about a minute's time. So he's going to pop that one. Sheo now hovering around still. Only level 3, but very close to level 4, covering mid lane right now, because Veteo's been taking some very nice trades here in the mid lane. But Nuke not going to be too concerned about that as he looks to go back to base, can TP back into lane. And now I draw my attention to the minimap once more, looking at Daglas moving into the river. Knowing that he has the pressure in mid, I thought that he may try and contest those early Raptors, but instead just choosing to take the crab and play it safe for now. So overall, 4.5 minutes into the game, nothing too chaotic. Remember that both these teams are very much scaling towards the team fights. One item spikes is very much where I expect to see a lot more of the action around these early dragons. Grub's going to be spawning in about 10 seconds time. Let's see which team chooses to prioritize them.
Ice, not going to be able to connect there. Deadly Flourish, Carzzy quick there to body block. We'll call out immediately Doran's Blade itemization early on for Daglas. So I kind of like it. A little bit extra sustain, a little bit extra dueling power. Xin notoriously stronger in the early game outside of the upfront burst of Jarvan and the CC that Jarvan can provide. So maybe just hoping to be stronger in those early skirmishes. Give him an angle to take the Void Grubs. Taken one so far. No notification for BDS yet. You have to imagine that they assume this one is happening already. Really in trouble, potentially. There you are. 3 Grubs to the side of Vitality. Hoping to get to that 5 point.
Surprised that Hilly would just try to force the issue in that bot lane, 2 versus 2. Carzzy has to spend the heal there to get his support to safety, but the poke from Labrov is relentless. The CS difference isn't too dramatic. Pretty much the same across the entire rift. Labrov forcing Hylissang back once again. If BDS keep up this pressure, they should be able to secure a plate for themselves. And look at the minimap right now. Nuke and Sheo already making their way down. Daglas here to offer assistance. The Vision should spot this out.
Labrov, Ignite now ticking, a bit more follow-up. Ice gonna get caught up by the knock-up here. Ignite now ticking down as well. Good burst damage back just to potentially disincentivize the dive. Nuke going down the shoulder. Sheo in the area. A lot of pressure on Daglas to try to help them survive, but they're just lambs to the slaughter. Caught behind the tower. No room to maneuver, no room to sidestep, simply cut down. Daglas flagging and dragging out to safety, but Sheo on the hunt looking for a bit of revenge. Health bar low though, doesn't see Vetheo in the darkness, and that could be critical. Shield slow, coming out, knock up there. Shockwave, pull back the kill, and a clean turn from Vetheo.
So the second half of the dive doesn't quite work out the way BDS wanted, but the initial damage was done. They're able to find kills onto both Carzzy and Hylissang, and it's just great play from the BDS bot lane. relentlessly chipping them down. Nuke getting a good push in mid-wave, giving them the ability to roam down bot. And this initial execution was very well done. Daglas trying to offer resistance by threatening an attack onto Nuke and Sheo, but they don't care. The damage from Nuke is massive. The crit coming out from Ice to secure the kill onto Carzzy. But it's this second dive that doesn't really pan out. It's Nuke that gets the initial aggro, so a lot of that damage suddenly disappears. Ice isn't in range to assist, which basically leaves Sheo isolated. He then flashes in to try and secure the kill. The shield comes in from Orianna, and then the shockwave into the QW combo is enough to secure the kill. Ends up being a 1-for-2 in favor of BDS.
Ooh. Little moment of frustration there you can see on the face of the coaches, and understandable, as nearly a flawless play up until that last little moment there. Vetheo obviously second, late on the roam, but able to move in, save his jungler, get a bit more done. Level 6 for Daglas now, still only level 5 for Sheo. We'll see when he takes over. Could be off the romp. But Photon absolutely obliterating Adam in the 1v1, which, with the early Sork Shoes buys, kind of to be expected. And part of the reason we might see Rumble going for triple tonic is levels are really important. You really want to get that rank 5 flame spitter as quick as you can.
Once he hits level 9, he should be able to get that extra tonic. Adam very low. Vitality should have rough information that this dragon is being started. The bait continues to be interrupted. Here comes Daglas.
Flag, drag, Cataclysm isn't even needed. That was a generous assist, League of Legends. That was the attack speed from Jarvan's flag and/or the slow from his W. That was a solo bolo as far as anyone is concerned.
The number of times Jarvan players have like all the assists and you're like, wow, you must have landed a lot of EQs that game, right?
No.
Yeah, the Aegis passively picking up assists, bit of extra gold for Daglas, but as you rightly said, Photon earning himself pretty much a solo kill. Adam going to use his ultimate to get back into lane. Maybe he can get a plate back for himself before Photon can get there. Yeah. Sheo now hovering on the bot side, steals away the red buff.
What is going to be the play here for Sheo? Again, diligence and vision from the Vitality bot side. They know they're the center of attention. They've been the center of attention all weekend long. But Daglas is here to cover. I have to imagine the BDS will try to call off the play, but with Jhin there, the potential for the ultimate, there are definitely some angles to get work done. I gotta say, you know, really BDS getting a lot of value out of this Karma early on, which is exactly what you want when you draft a champion like this who's designed to get lane prio. The concern is, if you don't get a big enough lead, that late game Rakan value can be pretty terrifying to manage.
I mean, yeah, a lot of these fights are going to be super interesting to watch because BDS do very much want that traditional front to back, whereas if Vitality can land their wombo combo onto the right people, it can be a very easily won fight. I think BDS do have the kind of advantage in a long, drawn-out fight, largely because of Azir. Yep. But again, these team fights are going to be very interesting to keep our eyes on. Now, Hylissang has made his way out onto the map. They know that they have the Grubs advantage already, securing the first 3, so they want to try and get themselves these 3 as well. Vetheo with the push in mid, and Hylissang here to cover, along with the prio that they have in top lane, means it's going to be difficult for BDS to really contest this one. And with Sheo on the bot side of the map, it seems unlikely to happen.
And this is nice. 6 Grub buff. The push is going to be that much more threatening. This is going to be a nightmare for Adam on the top side. And obviously, credit to Vitality really taking control here. Daglas again, generating so much early advantage by just slowing down Sheo, punishing Sheo for getting over-aggressive on the invade. But yeah, now I got 6 Grubs. Hit the 5 guys buff easy.
I think something that Vitality could have considered is actually moving their bot lane to the top side after securing the Krebs and actually putting some threat onto that tower. But I guess that they want to just keep the pressure of Photon in that lane.
It's kind of tough because Photon is absolutely just free laning, free stacking first strike.
For sure.
But you could, in theory, get a lot more pressure on top side, maybe take some more plates there, and get yourself out of this pretty miserable lane against Ice and Labrov.
That's the thing, because the great advantage of Rumble is thanks to his ultimate, he can very easily clear at least one of the waves.
Yep.
But for now, they're going to keep things the way that they are. Notice, if you kind of look at the minimap, you'll notice that there is a lot of vision on the bot side of the map, heavily invested from BDS, and this is their further commitment to trying to control this bot side. They know they have a big advantage there, and they want to try and keep playing through it. Sheo is just mainly here to cover. With the Dragon spawning in about a minute and a half, this becomes the next major objective that both these teams are playing for. So, information now garnered. You can see Daglas on the minimap being spotted by this vision.
Nice ulti coming out, good damage. Is the follow-up going to be there? Ice now trying to make a safety flash out. Heal for the extra movement, Steve's snare, but Carzzy still going to find the kill. Labrov now running. There's no chance of a return kill here. Varus passive allowing him to just rain hell onto that Karma. But only a single kill thus far, but the bait waiting in the darkness. Oh, Sheo's been here before! It's a rerun, level 1, level 2 all over again. This time, Vetheo backing up Daglas. Clean pick, clean setup from Vitality.
Yeah, so much was done very well there. They spotted Sheo on the top side. Remember, clearing out that ward in the tri-bush. Daglas, even though he was spotted on the rafters in the bot side, knew that with the prow that they had in bot, he could make a play into the mid lane after Vetheo was able to get the push. So after a 2v2 happens in the bot side of the map, they sneak into the enemy jungle, and they're able to find themselves a quick pick. So 2 kills go in favor of Vitality. They have great setup for the Dragon. They need to get those quick resets in so they can spend that gold. And this could be the window where BDS can bounce back because they're already back out onto the map. Daglas, though, looking for a pick on a nuke.
Is the experimental Hexblade as well, and ulti up and available. He does a lot of damage if he can find the target. Nuke, he's waiting, hoping to catch out the pushback from Nuke so he could immediately ult to try to cancel that, but will not come through, so doesn't find the opportunity. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. He has the magic resist Sunfire game. It does not matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, Leandri is pretty strong into a Sion. And what I thought could be a window of opportunity for BDS ends up being an opportunity for punishment as Daglas forces Nuke back to base. Now they have control over the river. They've sent Vetheo bot to get level 11, push in that wave. There's no way Adam can really get involved in the fight, and with the 4-man strong and Vitality in control of the river, the level advantage, the fact that they've been able to spend that money, they'll secure their first Dragon of the game. Well played from Vitality. One of the most convincing early games we've seen from them so far this weekend.
And I think importantly from Daglas, fantastic performance again. We mentioned it at the start as we were coming out of picks and bans. Xin right now looking like the strongest jungler on the patch, most certainly. He adapted. He picked up a champion that he knew he had a good matchup with, picked a different keystone than what we see traditionally, found the level 2 angle, predicted that Sheo would go for something a little more aggressive, like invading. Something that Sheo is notorious for doing are these creative early pathing plays, and calls it out, spots it, shuts him down early on, and it's been paying off ever since.
Really impressed with what we've been seeing from Daglas so far in this game. Let's see if Vitality can maintain this momentum. The Herald becomes the next major objective for these teams to play for. They have pushed in this mid-wave and they're making their way towards it. Orianna has the TP to get involved in any fights. Nuke now finally ticking over to level 11. Got 2 kills on this Orianna. Vetheo, bit of a quiet start to the split. Perhaps this can be his standout performance this weekend.
Yep, good so far on that first rotation down to protect Daglas. Nuke. Excellent setup. Jungle mid synergy feels like it's getting a little bit better. How confident is Nuke here? Red buff is there and available. Vetheo can just try to dash out to safety. Shockwave for the pullback, so an ult-for-ult trade thus far.
I think
the extended skirmish. Vetheo has red buff.
Oh,
can't see the itemization right now. G2 and Rogue is coming up. But Hylissang on the way. But another gank. Instantly, Carzzy's now the one who's been caught out here. Ulti's still going to connect on in the Jhin in the meantime. Hylissang trying to do what he can, but this is the power of the Xin and the 1v1. He just deletes his target. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Photon burning through so many different members. Daglas now on the way out. Should just be able to flag and drag to safety. Ice waiting. Curtain call is up and available. Is going to try to follow up. Sheo looking for the angle. Adam trying to find it as well. Photon throws down an ultimate, but it's not great. Photon now trying to follow up. Labrov just has to instantly back away. Hylissang can dash back to Photon. No one should be able to touch this rumble under tower. Adam already burning. Vitality will walk away. They lose 3 members in the exchange. Massive fight for BDS.
And just like that, BDS, they found a great window to just pick up a bunch of kills. Vitality were not expecting that at all. Nuke taking the initiative himself to go for the 1v1 against Vetheo, knowing that Labrov could collapse quickly. And as the rest of Vitality are trying to assist, BDS, again, find a small window where they can punish Vitality. If we get the replay up, you're going to see Sheo with a really nice flash to dodge away from Carzzy's ultimate, but it starts off with Nuke finding a space where he can actually go for this 1v1. Really good initial damage. Vetheo holding on to his flash for the time being, trades back, equal in health. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, oh, this actually is a pretty good situation for Vetheo. The exchange flashes, nice side step from Nuke, but then Labrov gets involved. Meanwhile, in the river, while they're fighting and Vetheo realizes it's over for me because I'm at the numbers disadvantage, a really nice flash is going to come out from Sheo to dodge away from the Varus ultimate to allow him to secure that kill. As Photon then joins the fight and picks up a kill for himself. ends up being a 1 for 3, 1 for 4 overall, I think. And this is that flash I was talking about. Really nice flash from Sheo, predicting the ultimate to come through. The damage, absolutely crazy. The ultimate knocking away the Rakan as well.
Stopping the charm from coming through, it looked like as well. So incredibly clean from Sheo. Bit of redemption after struggles in the early game. Does finally have the Hydra as well, so we'll start to tear through a lot of these fights.
Now we're going to get to see this full 5v5. Keep an eye, ultimate should be up for everyone. Only Ice doesn't have it available right now.
2 ranks and Equalizer, Shockwave available as well. Keep your eyes on those big ultis. First one going a bit wide. Back-to-back whiffs for Carzzy there, a bit of a struggle. Right now, just both sides squaring up. Importance of Rift Herald on this patch.
He's looking.
Wind does become lightning. Vetheo now knocked up. The burst damage is there. The pullback is there as well. Rumble all now to follow up, but it's just not enough. BDS quicker on pulling the trigger, finding the angle, taking 2 members out, and just starting the Rift Herald.
This is one of the scary things about Xin Zhao. If that W ever connects, the follow-up is just so fast. And Nuke was right there with him. They were able to get that double kill onto Daglas and Vetheo. And at the Rumble, while it looked like it was in a really good position, Sheo's ultimate was just enough to completely deny any potential damage, so no follow-up could come through. We're going to get a look back at this quickly, and you'll see this Sheo. The W will connect onto Vetheo, allowing him to get this engage, and the second that he does, Nuke is going to follow that up. The Shockwave looks good, but they're too isolated from the rest of Vitality, which means that they can't really convert it into anything else. Great play there from BDS, and I feel like that is kind of the summary as we've kind of entered this mid-game. BDS have been very quick to punish some of these small mistakes from Vitality.
Certainly have. And while Vitality have found a lot of creative angles to find edges in these fights, BDS are now matching them blow for blow. Adam's life is still terrible, though, just to be clear. For anyone who... Yes, he has 754 additional health. That feels great, but Hollow Radiance, not enough against this Rumble to stop.
He has 175 magic resists so far.
Yeah. Probably more coming.
Still looks like paper to a Rumble, though.
Not the best life for a Sion in this matchup. Literally just a walking bag of gold for a first strike user. So Vitality will not be able to get the Herald, but they do grab the Dragon. Their second of the game, it is Ocean Rift. It will be Ocean Soul on the line. Ice has opted to go for a ride on the Rift Herald. I think not the ideal target. Hylissang is looking to punish the instant flash in, but he only manages to connect 1 on the knockup, 1 on the charm, the root, now the follow-up. Labrov, excellent punish, turning and burning on the enemy support. Carzzy continuing to rain down arrows, but this is BDS's angle into mid lane. They can break open the mid lane tower. Photon quick to respond with the Equalizer, just deleting that wave to buy time.
Very forced engage from Hylissang there. The ultimate from Carzzy also whiffing. Felt like the Vitality were not on the same page, whereas BDS very quick to respond once again. The immediate TP in from Adam. That wall just joining the fight, but it was all Labrov, as you highlighted in the play. Nice root connects, and it means that they turn it around and get themselves a pick. Baron now spawns. I believe this is the all-seeing Baron.
Sure. Whatever you say, Betty. It is. It's the all-seeing Baron. Carzzy's going to get knocked up here and now could be in trouble. Daglas has locked up Sheo, but it doesn't matter because that man might die to Rumble, but to everyone else, he is a tank. BDS just continuing to find these picks. Vitality were so in control for so many of these early game plays, but they look lost now in the mid game.
I mean, the range from BDS is just crazy. The fact that Ice basically killed Carzzy from a mile away and there was nothing they could do to save him.
Or shot.
Hilly.
I don't know what's happening. Rinse and repeat on this play as well. The Shockwave this time going to hit multiple flag and drag right into the middle. Photon now looking to fall, but he's about to overheat. He can't cast any more spells. Has to wait for the heat to go down. Daglas running, getting chipped away. Sheo now flashing in, looking for Wind to become lightning so he can get the extended dash range. Has marked and will hit him. Sheo on a killing spree. And BDS are obliterating Vitality.
Yeah, I thought that could have been a Baron angle, but they don't want to risk it. They're just going to take the kills and look to base. Dude, don't want to overstay here, buddy. He needs to go home, spend that gold, get back out onto the map as quickly as possible. But yeah, just questionable plays coming out from Vitality. I was optimistic after seeing their early game, but look back at this. They're determined to defend this tower. Hilly goes in, gets completely wiped out by the damage from Nuke and Sheo. Sheo catches an isolated Vetheo. Great Shockwave, lands on the 3, but there's no Equalizer. If there was an Equalizer here, this could have been a one fight for Vitality, but it was unavailable. And so it just ends up being the cleanup crew from the side of BDS.
Yeah.
And the story of this game has just been BDS punishing the mistakes of Vitality.
Absolutely, and it's, you look at Vitality's composition, you have to think that if they are the ones to start the fight with any multi-man form of CC, and they have a ton, they should just instantly win. They have so much upfront damage, but BDS are consistently the ones pulling the trigger, finding the angle, or punishing. And I gotta say, this is a great game to play Xin, because as much as Sheo has struggled at some points, as Daglas has been able to contest him, that ultimate is so broken against Rumble and Orianna. If you are not on top of him, you're not doing damage. Nuke, though, trying to dash out to safety, will get interrupted. It's just gonna burn down in the Cataclysm.
Nice combo there from Vitality. They are able to get something back for themselves. Dragon spawns in 2 minutes, which means that not really is gonna come. Not much is going to be benefited. Perhaps they can get that bot tier 1, but aside from that, you see Adam pushing in the top tier 1 anyway.
An interesting choice here for the Azir, opting for Lich Bane second. We've seen a lot of Death Cap second. Of course, changes to Lich Bane mean that the unpowered auto, you have attack speed on it, so it comes out very quickly, which could be beneficial for an Azir who is already building attack speed.
Labrov has found Photon.
Photon marked up there. Sheo on the way in. Photon should just drop here. Adam walking forward to make sure that he can tank. Labrov just gets to walk away. Hilly's in the midst of everyone, but he's just giving himself to the infinite CC of Sheo and Adam.
The damage is absolutely crazy from this Xin Zhao. Adam going to get involved, get himself a couple of kill participation points, and they're going to look to secure this tier 1 tower. So even though they did lose Nuke, ultimately they get more off the back of it. They stuck around a little too long. And again, BDS punish. A minute now until the Dragon. Vitality lead on that front, but I imagine BDS is looking to change that very soon.
Yeah. We can take a look back at how exactly this initial play unfolded, but Photon just overcommitting a bit here, and Labrov has been everywhere. Karma not always considered a high-impact support, and certainly not in our region, but Labrov has been finding these angles so consistently.
I'm gonna, like, one of the new support items, Zazak's Realm Spike.
I just call it Zaza's Realm Spike
that's
and
also
hope that
fine.
Mark laughs on his co-stream, and it's pandering. I'm pandering.
Yeah, you are pandering. I respect it. It's done 1,200 damage to champions so far this game.
That's sick. How much does that item cost? 400 gold, folks. Wait for next week when you get to meet Bloodsong Neela. What? Anyway.
Infinity Edge now done for Ice. I wonder if this also tells me... Nah, it doesn't. I was going to see if it also showed how much damage you got from the Lich Bane.
I miss a lot of the item analytics. I feel like a lot of people are just going to be building silly things and just unaware of how bad they are because they no longer have something to tell them. But here we are with the setup in the mid lane. Daglas, flag drag forward. It's a bit of a slow fight. They do not want to engage onto Adam. The counter engage could be bad, but there's the Cataclysm finally coming out. The flash out to safety. Decimating Smash not going to connect, but Vitality, they use a lot of cooldowns to ultimately no effect. Even the follow-up poke from Carzzy not going to connect, so BDS kind of just get to laugh their way to the Drake, knowing that there is no Jarvan ult in the equation, no experimental Hexplate passive either.
So this is where the positioning of BDS is really important. They need Adam and Sheo to act as that front line to protect Nuke and Ice. You can see how they're kind of partnering up. Nuke playing with Adam.
Time for a 50-50. Daglas in the back of the pit, Dragon getting lower, but Sheo wins those. Curtain call coming out, 2 extra kills on top of that. Carzzy running for his life. Labrov continuing to run forward. Varus ulti should lock down enough members that Carzzy will be safe. But right now, Vitality are getting quite simply choked out of this game. It is 2 for 2, the Drake score overall.
I mean, without that ultimate from Jarvan, their initiation just becomes so lackluster. But it's always BDS that are starting off the fights. They're looking for another one.
Another knockup. Sheo off to the side, flashes out to safety when becomes lightning. Daglas is getting turned into mincemeat.
At what point is it bullying? They're not looking for fights. They're just looking to beat Vitality while they're down.
The cooldowns, went back to grab a quick snack before he goes into kill. I gotta say, for a man who got killed by a Jarvan on the blue buff, Sheo's turned this game around very nicely. Now you have to imagine that Yordle and Robot beats man with spear, and it is true.
That it does.
Does a lot of damage there.
But there's no junglers available, which means that it's completely up to the elements, even though it's very favored for BDS.
Just got hit by the Baron for a bunch of damage. Well, y'all seeing Baron saw that one coming. BDS grabbing the Baron. Last little sequence of play, a little bit goofy as there was no junglers involved, but here we are, BDS. Nigh insurmountable gold lead, 7K, 26 minutes into the game. Pretty tough to manage. Again, the shotgun-style composition of Vitality could, if they find the perfect angle, make it work, but it is much easier said than done.
So let's look back at this fight. We talked about how the initiation and the positioning is really important. Adam says, screw that, I'm going in. The damage from Ice from the back line, along with Adam as the front line, these carries are completely untouched. these fights are never being determined by Vitality. They're constantly getting rolled over by the initiation of BDS, and props to them, BDS are doing a great job.
Yeah. And again, Vitality so keen to step up here, but don't really have the vision to do so. And looking a little bit inexperienced when it comes to the threat range of BDS's composition, either overestimating their own abilities or underestimating those of their opponents. But getting caught out a lot.
I mean, it's compared to the early game, right? There was this one fight where they punished Vitality a little bit, and it's just been nothing but a slaughter. Vitality looking for something back.
Labrov has finally stepped too far. Equalizer laid down across multiple members, but again, no follow-up. Hylissang, he's there. He's ulted. The ult is over. Nothing happened. So it will be a quick pick, but it's simply a 1-for-1 jungler for support. So despite Vitality pulling the trigger, the trade still favors BDS.
They're going to choose to reset, play it safe. But this is Vitality getting desperate now. They're looking for anything, trying to get something back. A 1-for-1 in this position, I guess, and buying a little bit of time. You could argue, not the worst case scenario. You look at the Baron power play, only about 800 gold, nearly 1,000 in favor of BDS. So they're trying to weather the storm as much as they can. The ultimate doesn't quite connect from Carzzy, but the damage... The damage from the Rumble ultimate is the first thing to notice. Like, you just saw the Storm Surge from the Rumble just proccing onto Ice Step, bringing him down to about 40% HP. But the damage from Nuke is equally as disgusting. Like, this Azir build is crazy.
Yeah, it's transitioned really smoothly. I'm actually impressed with how well this has functioned. Kind of like the Lichbane second in the death cap. It is a single game sample size, but it'll be interesting to see how the build paths develop as we go on. Bit of Magic Pen now coming through for Vetheo. Maybe finally he'll be able to chunk through Adam's health bar with a Kanik Rooker in there. I don't think so. Big old Galio shield makes things tricky.
Adam.
Adam running in. Hylissang caught out. Not enough time to dash to safety. He is instantly dead. The curtains are calling. The curtains are falling for the side of Vitality as BDS seem to be committed to the victory march. Clean shuffle. Damn. Great performance from Nuke. BDS across the board despite some early game hiccups. Really solid game overall. Second they got the advantage, they did not give anything up. Vitality left yearning for more. And in his own fountain, Photon will be mercilessly slaughtered. BDS 2-1 in their first week of the LEC.
Vitality dropping to 0-3. They're going to be frustrated with that one. But what a commanding performance. It feels like the BDS have only found more confidence as they played more on stage. I was a little bit concerned for them after that early game, but they very quickly bounced back. And, you know, we said it earlier, this game was very much about punishing the mistakes of Vitality. And Vitality made a fair share of mistakes, and BDS was very quick to capitalize on every single one of them.
And while there were some positive things for Vitality that you could look at as, you know, indicators that there's more to come in the following weeks. For now, BDS looking like a much stronger team. Been able to have a solid week thus far, only losing a game to G2, where they were pretty scrappy, you know, where they kept it close at so many different points. So very positive start to the season. Ice fitting in very well with the team, and still seeing a lot of the same BDS flair that we got to see in previous seasons. For now, though, we're going to head to a quick break. When we return, an interview with the victorious Sheo. Don't go anywhere.
Red Bull gives you wings.